You may be cleaning your home and then you may suddenly stumble upon these. I too happen to have a lot of them sitting in my closet collecting dust. Now, coming to the point, if you have come across these lying in your home, then you might have just picked them up and looked against the light, and you might have seen some pictures in it. Now, this, if you know it, it's called a negative film. Now, these cameras are known as, film cameras or even disposable cameras. And I believe most of you all here watching this video already are aware of these type of cameras. Now, the aim of today's video is to help you all convert these negative things into digital colored pictures, because in this today's day and age, if you want to recover pictures from these films using the original process, which includes a chemical process, of course, then it's going to be a little bit more costly. So if you all have a hold of a camera, a tripod, a light and a computer, then you're good to go. But do not worry, as you can get or achieve the same result with the help of your mobile device as well. So do not think that you're going to be left out if you do not have these kind of fancy equipments. Of course, you can achieve this with the help of your mobile phone as well, and I'm going to be showing you all the results as well in this video. Now, before we begin, make sure that you hit that subscribe, like and share button, as I can see that 97% of you all watching aren't subscribed to my channel yet, so consider subscribing as it helps a lot. So first things first, as you can see, I have really made a simple setup over here. Though I'm using professional equipments, but the setup is kind of DIY. As you can see, I'm using a stool to support my light, which is gonna illuminate negative films. And then what I have is my Canon EOS R6 Mark II with the 50mm f1.8 STM lens attached to a C stand. Now, with the help of these equipments, I can grab perfect shots of these negative films. The thing that I want you all to remember is the camera settings. Now, try to keep the camera settings just so where everything is kind of exposed. So the camera settings which I have used over here is, I have set my ISO at 1000, aperture is at f8, exposure time or shutter speed is 1/80, and the kind of focus which I'm using is a manual focus. The luminance of my softbox was at 100. So once you're done clicking all of the pictures, you are good to go. Just make sure that whenever you hold your film like this, make sure that it's straight and not bent in any way or the other, as if it's bent, then of course you're going to be having a problem trying to straighten it out inside of Lightroom. So as you can see, we have successfully imported the picture inside of Lightroom. So inside of Lightroom, we are only going to be looking at three things: the basics, the tonal curve, and the color grading. So these are the only three steps which are important inside of Lightroom. Rest you can do your additional tweaks and settings according to your own preference. But at first, as you can see, we have this picture over here, but as you can see that there's too much going on out here. So that's why I have used a prime lens and shot this picture with raw format. So as you can see, it's shot at CR3, and now what I am going to do is I'm going to be cropping it a lot. So this is the reason why I recommend that you all, if you have the option to click the picture in raw, even with your iPhones and your other cameras, I recommend that you all go out with this option. So now I'm carefully cropping this picture so that I have the info that's needed. So now that I have this thing cropped, the main thing which we need to do now is we need to come over here to the tonal curve. This is where the real magic happens. So as you can see, so I'm gonna drag this bottom portion fully up. As you can see, it's totally blown out. You can see there's no detail, but do not worry, because here's the magic trick. Now I'm going to bring down the highlights. So what we have done over here is that we have made sure that we raise the shadows and then drop the highlights. So in simple words, we have just inverted the picture. As you can see, this is the before, this is before we inverted the picture from negative, and this is the after. So this is converted into color. Mostly color you see is fully blue. Now with the help of the following methods, we are going to be removing them. Now let me just crop in a bit more. now we have this particular section. So now we are going to come to basics. Now in basics, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do everything manually, because we just need a baseline. So I'm just going to hit auto, and it's going to leave us with this. I know it sucks, but trust me, this is the starting point. Now that we have auto balanced everything, the only thing that I want you all to remember right now is that if we push this temperature slider towards the right, everything is gonna be blue. But the slider says it should, or it's supposed to turn yellow, but it won't. If I turn this to the left side, which is supposed to be blue, it will turn towards yellow. Why? Because we have inverted everything over here, because we have inverted the picture. So just gonna set it back and again hit auto, and what I'm gonna do is try and add in a bit of warmth over here. So as you can see, this is I feel like it's perfect out here. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna head over for the shadows. As you can see, there's too much green in the shadows, so just gonna add in those complementary colors in the shadows, just so it's not too much teal and kind of greenish. So I guess it's perfect now. And gonna head over to midtones. Now with the midtones, what I see is gonna add in some of yellow or orangey type of thing over here. But as you can see, it's still not like fully white balance, so gonna bring the white balance a bit down, and not gonna touch this at all, the down slider, and just gonna play around with this until and unless I start to see that this skin tone over here looks natural. So a little bit of more tweaking, I guess, would help a lot. Over here, what I've done is I have pushed the highlights to its opposite color. That's purple or magentas over here.
What?
And as you can see how easy that is to transform this picture from negative to color. Let me show you all the before and after. So here's the before and here's the after. As you can see, there's so much detail that we are able to recover from this file to this. And if you're able to do this much with the help of your camera and your PC, and also with the help of light, let us not forget that, you can see that how much of details we have now. And if you're someone who values memories, then it's a perfect deal for you. Now do know that you can do the same thing what I've done over here in Lightroom Mobile as well, because all these three settings are available in Lightroom Mobile as well. Now let me show you all something. Please do know that I won't be able to show you everything, because it's related to my family and I prefer to keep it private. But I have some sample images which I would love to show it to you all. Now do know that this picture, as you can see over here, is also shot in RAW and is converted to color. Now the other thing is that, just in case if you do not happen to have a fancy softbox with expensive lights, do not worry, because there is always a second method or always a workaround. So the workaround which I have is, as you can see over here, hold on a second. As you can see right over here is what I have. So basically what I've done over here is I have opened up Photoshop in my computer and selected a white canvas, and then fully zoomed it so that my screen is totally lit with white background, and the monitor's brightness is set to around at 50% if I'm not mistaken. And what we need to do is we need to follow the same procedure. Now this is the method that I do not recommend that you all follow, because as you can see, there's too much bezel that's gonna come up with the picture, and that's not what something you want to have in the picture. But if you're someone who just want to have a picture that's recovered, I really don't have a problem with that. Like showing you all. So as you can see, though it's shot in CR3, if I'll just try to bring in the details, you can see the details can come back, but the image is kind of terrible, I would say, because like there's too much small LCD particle over here that's kind of interrupting the whole process. So as you can see, this is the before and after comparison of the two images. Now this is the same image which I have clicked, but this one is in front of a monitor and this one is shot with the help of a professional lighting setup. So as you can see, there is more details that's written in it, but with this there is too much pixelation going on within the image. And lastly, what I want to show you all is, as you can see, this is a JPEG image. Now what I've done is I've used my mobile device to click this, but do know that I have clicked this image in front of my professional light. The only thing that I want you all to notice over here is, or the only thing that I want to prove to you all is that you don't need a fancy camera in order for you to convert this negatives into color. You can do it within your phone itself with the help of Lightroom Mobile. And let me just crop in a bit to the point where I feel it's okay. As you can see, it's JPEG and shot with my Samsung A22, which is a really bottom line cheap end phone. As you can see, there's still pixelation going on out here because it's shot with my mobile phone. So what I'm going to do is, or what you can also do is, you can head over to the image which you have just recovered. For instance, that will be this one. This is the one which we have just recovered. So what I am going to do is I'm going to go over here, select the picture, gonna hit right, go to develop settings, gonna copy the settings. This page will come up, gonna leave the crop settings unchecked. Just gonna copy this thing and gonna head over straight to the end to this page. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna again select this picture, go to develop settings, and then gonna hit paste. So as you can see, I have successfully copy and pasted the settings from the previous image to this. So what I'm gonna do now is that, as you can see, the image is really dark and there's not much going on here, but there's still details that can be recovered. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna hit auto. As you can see, it does kind of give out the details, but it's like way too much, shadows has gone up. So gonna bring that down and gonna bring this one as well a bit down, and just gonna trying to increase the whites as well as the blacks. And it just depends upon how much amount of tweaking and adjustment that you want to do within the picture. So I have a point over here. Now as you can see, I still have a lot of bluishness going around within the picture. So just gonna bring it more to this thing, just until I kind of find that the image is a bit white balanced, because due to pixelation over here, as you can see, I cannot do much, but with the help of color wheels and color grading over here, we can still get all those colors back to normal, at least to the point where the image kind of looks good. So here's the before and after. So as you can see, there's not much going on out here with the negatives, but right over here we can see we are still able to recover a lot of these details, the person, the skin tone, the color, with the help of Lightroom. And do note that I haven't shot this portion in RAW. So as you can see, it's really easy. All you need to do is some practice, and fine tune your settings. The only main settings that you want to tweak over here after this basics and tonal curve is color grading. You need to keep an eye on highlights, shadows, and midtones. What I will recommend is that you all start with the midtones, because with the help of midtones you'll get to see that what are the colors that are complementing the following midtones. So if bright orange yellow is complementing the midtones, again with the shadows as well, it will be the same. Just need to add some saturation to it. As you can see, it's like literally near to each other. And lastly, with the highlights, of course, depending upon the image, I had to push it for, I guess this one is violet, I don't know, purple, for purple. So here's the pyramid of like color grading settings. So I guess we have made it towards the end of this today's video. Now if you did enjoy this today's video, make sure that you hit the subscribe, like and share button. And again, 97 of you all watching aren't subscribed to my channel yet. Make sure that you subscribe, as it helps a lot. And once you have achieved all of this stuff, what you can do is you can get printouts. You can print it out for your friends, your family, and of course you can be the cool guy in your group who does one of these works. So let us come to the conclusion. So in this today's video, we have successfully covered how to make a proper lighting setup with the help of a softbox and a C-stand and a camera to capture the negatives. Now you can also use Photoshop, but Photoshop is a bit more complicated process than Lightroom. So what I recommend that you all is stick to Lightroom, because it's also available in your iOS and Android devices. Inside of Lightroom, we looked at 3 settings: basics, tonal curve, and color grading. Among the 3, one is most important, and that is color grading, because that is where all color separation and color restoration is done. And we have also learned that why we are supposed to be clicking these in RAW format instead of JPEGs. And last but not the least, we also did look at the differences between clicking these in front of a professional light and sticking it to a monitor and clicking them. We were able to see the pixelation clearly. So I guess with that, we wrap up this today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.